Le Casa de las Palomas is an Italian-Spanish co-production psychological and drama film, which was the first feature film directed by Claudio Guerin Hill and the first Spanish film starring Ornella Muti. Alexandra and Sandra, mother and daughter, live in a lonely, isolated house in the countryside. The daughter attends a nearby girls' school. Fernando, a seducer and lover of her mother, hang around the girls' school until the daughter feels an irremediable attraction to him and a dangerous love triangle is triggered. Pretty certain that John Woo didn't get his flying dove idea from this movie, no matter what the title here suggests. Guess there is a deeper meaning to the dove to the overall story. Having said that, the main male character could have done with a bit more charisma. The fact every other girl is falling for his look is almost ridiculous considering how empty he seems inside. Then again, some may say that is jealousy speaking and that women like to help men, especially those who seem vulnerable yet are hot. Now what I am saying, mind you could argue the movie is making a bit of point in that direction. The way it starts with how he is put on a pedestal. He couldn't have lived up to it. Again, charisma and all that. So while there is some drama and the movie has its merit, there have been better relationship movies. The widow Alexandra and her schoolgirl daughter Sandra live together in a luxurious villa. When Fernando, an old love of Alexandra, appear in town, the two rekindle their love affair until Alexandra finds that he is being paid to be the companion of a rich older woman. Slow story about love, desire, religion and death. This mythical filmmaker made this his second film titled House of the Dove. He subsequently directed The Bell of Hell, in which he died during its shooting, as he fell from the bell tower at Church of San Martin, Noya. It concerns about the widow Alexandra and her 17-year-old schoolgirl daughter Sandra live together in a luxurious villa in Cordoba. When her cousin Fernando saw up, their love affair is rekindled. Long time ago, they had a romance, but now Fernando seduces Anna, and both of whom get together at a brothel of his friend Mary Lou. Then Alexandra finds that the playboy is being paid to be the companion of a rich older lady. After that, Alexandra to be aware of their illicit relationship and things go wrong. Based on a script by Leonardo Martin. It deals with a disturbing as well as psychological romance when appear gigolo and fall for a mother and her daughter. Guerin in a penetrating style make a deliberate but very slow and sometimes bright filmmaking, as he invites us into an active participation of a triangle game, in which at the ending take place unexpected denouement. A few elements well developed, he managed to create a strange atmosphere, a mixture among magical dream-like scene and mysterious dove, and of course without giving up a certain amount of cruelty and eroticism, adding touches morbid and abstract at its final. It contains scabrous elements, including brief human love scene and some images about suicide and erotic love scenes were eliminated by censorship. It was strongly censored and it unbalanced this peculiar flick about a mummy and daughter who fall for the same man, a selfish playboy. House of the Dove pays tribute to two prestigious films, Death of a Cyclist and The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock, taking parts here and there. Director Guerin carried out a particular as well as pretentious filmization, including slow-moving shots, blurry images attempting to create special dramatic effect, repeated frame and a final surrealist dream full of erotic symbolism. The House of the Dove benefit from a colorful cinematography by Fernando Erebus, including nice Cordoba location. In addition, a functional and evocative musical score by Francesco Di Mai, who composes by piano. This very hard to find Spanish-Italian co-production motion picture was regularly directed by Claudio Guerin, realizing a personal staging. However, Guerin's sad and mysterious death cut his promising career, as he died in an accident during the filming of his third movie, the mythical film The Bell of Hell. It is a psychological thriller more than a Spanish penta-terror film. This near-legendary Euro cult item was brilliantly directed by Claudio Guerin, resulted to be a damn picture, especially when turned out to be his untimely swan song. Since he died by mysteriously fall or jump to his death from the central bell tower, constructed for the movie and being eventually completed by distinguished fellow Juan Antonio Bardem. His death happened in Noya Church. There had been built a second bell tower attached to a passage of real wood. Preparing a complicated plan, Guerin wanted to jump from the catwalk to a cantilever of the church but lost his balance and fell into the void from 20 meters high. Died before reaching the hospital. Distinguished director John Antonio Bardem completed filming the last sequence about 7 minutes. This movie is disappointing compared to the excellent A Bell from Hell, but that's hardly surprising. It also has suffered both then and now from the inappropriate alternate title The Violation of Laura, which make it sound far sleazier than it is. There is no violation here except in the strictly emotional sense. This is really a coming of age story about a young girl who has a love affair with the spun gigolo lover of her beautiful mother and eventually suffer a nervous breakdown. A much more appropriate title for this film is the original Spanish title House of the Dove, which comes from a strange dove-invested brothel where the girl and her lover rendezvous. Lucia Bose and Ornella Muti are both very appealing, especially given their respective overripe and underripe ages. This is not really an exploitative mother-daughter fantasy, however it is arty and tame. And the male at the center is completely unlikable and unsympathetic. If you want to see a more exploitative version of this same plot, I would recommend Last Seduction. I wouldn't really compare this to Pretty Baby, which is critically regarded but is also frankly kind of a creepy film. This movie is simply non-exploitative in any way, which isn't bad thing, especially when it's a movie about the love coming of age of a 15-year-old girl. Recommend this, but make sure you see it for the right reason. The film is daring for its time, the year 1972, because of its approach and theme, and because even in a wild or highly suggested way, it offers us explicit love within this daring three-way game. And it may, yes, that over the years, it has gained precisely the ingenuity that it did not have on the date of its filming. I like the way Claudio Guerin films and integrate the spaces, both the interior and garden of the splendid house where the love drama unfolds, as well as the exterior in the street and distant view of the city of Cordoba. However, some scenes remain somewhat out of date, particularly the one scene that occurs at the climax of the internal drama of the adolescent who feel mock, or some other scene very much from the era of that 1970s cinema with somewhat unusual camera effect, homemade, and the sing-song, sometimes somewhat tiresome, of a cloying soundtrack. There is also a resounding tribute to The Bird by Alfred Hitchcock. How could it be otherwise in a house full of peasants? As an anecdote, and it's not a spoiler, the actress Kitty Manver appears as a young girl, which I love.